Alright, so the power went out, maybe 16 hours ago. So I'm running the truck. You can probably hear that outside. I'll show you guys the setup real quick. So we just got it plugged in like any other generator would be. So this is gonna kill it, separate it from the truck, so it'll be just running on that big 200 amp hour lithium battery. Hear the truck rev up. Now I'm gonna shut it off and we'll just run on battery for a while. So honestly, I could not ask for this system to be working any better. I've got like a 4,000 watt Onin right there, and I ran that for a little bit. But if the truck can idle and keep up with things, this is pretty sweet because now I can shut it off and still have quite a bit of backup power, right? So I can run the entire house, including the air conditioner, everything like that, which is nice with the infant. But there's one problem, and that problem is the alternator will not keep up. So we've got plenty of power under the hood, right? We can turn a big generator or alternator, but this one just isn't quite doing the trick. So I think this is rated at 180 amps, but the most I've ever really seen it output into the battery is like 60 to 80 amps or something. And I have a hard time believing that the rest of the truck is taking like 100 amps, right? I think I have a good solution for this though. Needing more power on a vehicle is pretty common. If you look, there's a lot of high output alternator companies out there. People use them for stereo systems. People use them for mobile backups like we do. You can use them all kinds of places, right? But one company that I really think a lot of is DC Power Engineering. I believe they're out west somewhere. And I think they do everything right there. So I reached out to them and they actually sent me a 270 amp alternator that puts out about 180 to 200 amps at idle, which should be like way better than what we currently have. Unfortunately, I got caught with my pants down. I should have had this thing in my truck. They sent it to me a couple weeks ago, but you know how it is. You basically just don't do something until it's too late. Oh, wow. So even though this is like a smaller frame size alternator, it's really heavy. See that? Made in the USA, that's pretty cool. And then they got the part number on there, so 270 XPs of amps. So let's throw this guy on today, and it'll be a good time to give it a test. I think I got everything I need. Let's check quick. The only thing I really do need is I need a new serpentine belt for this, because the one that I have is actually longer for the larger alternator. All right, so while we run on battery, I'm gonna try and swap this out quick. Oh. How do they get so many more electrons to flow out of a smaller box? That's something I need to learn in my life. That's too long. All right, we have a slight change of programming. Got my helper out here. Dogs will come up. I just want to show you guys quick. So this pulley, if you see, is kind of like a little one-way, so it's kind of cool. I'm not sure why they do that, but that's interesting. So let's check. I got these tight. Alternator's not loose. Got this plugged in. This should be all we need. Got that tight. That's our power. Got a belt on. I don't know. I think that's it, guys. All right, little man. You ready to start the truck up? Let's do it. We're running out of juice. So we'll see if it charges right away, and we'll see what the voltage is. Oh yeah, look at that. No battery light like we used to have. She's charging pretty good too. You can hear her putting a load on it. So let's tie in our toolbox now with our inverter in it and get it charging that battery. Sounds good. Sweet. She's singing. She's putting a lot of current in it, it sounds like. Let's check that thing and see. So it's charging with 40 amps at idle now instead of 20. So the truck's still taking a little bit to run, but that's definitely a lot better. Alright, so this is funny. We're actually like overcharging the battery. So you watch, it says 0 amps right now. So the battery essentially shut off. And we're still running the house on the alternator, that's the problem. But you see we have a warning there. Well, you hear the truck bog down again. And then you can watch the app update here. Yeah, the truck just bogged down, I can hear it. So see that, 60 amps it's charging with, 13.2 volts, your warning one way, 110 amps, and then the truck idles out. So it's actually, I think the battery's designed to take 100 amps of inrush current. But it's fine, it'll run like that. I'm kind of bummed it won't charge the battery better, just because it's idling out, but I might be able to find some way to kind of limit that. But for now, we're not in the dark, right? Alright, so Luke figured it out for me actually. Just turn on lights. And so I really need to burn, like you saw it was 111. I need to burn like 10 amps of current, so I just turned on some lights and a fan. And now we're literally just ripping at 97.6 amps. 99, oh no, that's like max. So it's charging, it should charge pretty fast at that rate. And then we'll be shutting the truck off before we know it, so. Nice, but I definitely will have to look into a long-term solution for that, but that's kind of minor. Alright, so that new alternator rages, you guys can see, I don't know exactly what time. I think it's been running for maybe 2 hours, let's say, and we're like 89% charged, 75 amps it kind of chilled at, so I'm going to go out and let's just check on it and see how the, see if it's hot, see if it's running okay, and then we're just going to shut it off and run on the battery for a while. It's warm, it's not hot, but that cable's warm too, it's sucking some juice. Battery voltage is good, see my gauges are kind of messed up, but it's right where we want her. Oh, what a beautiful day. Well, that's pretty cool. DC Power Inc. sent that to me, so a special thanks to them. I'll link their website in the description down below. To me, I've kind of been researching it for a while, looking around. I reached out to them. They're top of the line when it comes to high output alternators, whether you're looking for car audio, like a overlanding situation setup, just some mobile power like this. I generally have this so I can work any equipment on the go, but it kind of doubles as a nice home backup just because there's always fuel in the thing. It's got huge tanks. It's got electric start. I probably drove it yesterday, right? So the generator, you got to wheel out and do all that other stuff. So this is kind of nice. And I can run it for probably about 2 hours on and about 4 hours off in a situation like this, which is big too. So like I said, go check them out. If you're interested in this setup, I did a video on it. I'll link up here where I did, the whole thing. So it's kind of cool too if you want to check that out. Other than that, leave any questions in the comments. I might do another 1 or 2 with this. I could do another good test. We could add a little bit more storage, which would be cool. And then I might do some heat management in that box too, and just a couple other things. We got to limit that DC charge to about 100 amps. Maybe it'll get it working a little more efficient, right? But so far it's awesome. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe, and we will talk to you next time.